Right, so this channel, my channel, has become increasingly about organic portals and how to tell who's an organic portal. Soulless counterfeit being of the Matrix. Counterfeit being is a reasonable explanation as well. It's counterfeit. Look up what that word means. And so, in my opinion, the organic portal play their role, but they are it. You know, it could be a pharmacist, it could be a police officer, it could be a librarian. Now, not necessarily all of those are organic portals. There's a lot of negative souls out there and a lot of inured, sleepy-souled humans still. So those two, the negative souls and the inured souled human, they really act like organic portals a lot of the time, but you can see their self-spirit shining through sometimes. Okay, in something they say or something they do, you'll just notice it. It might be just out of the normal. Out of the norm. That's anti-organic portal behavior. That's souled human behavior. Out of the norm. Your social norms. And in my opinion, the organic portal, they are their roles. There is no weird-ass introversion on the weekend searching for mushrooms in the forest. You know, they don't do that. They don't do certain activities like this. Now, here's something else you might have thought, oh, okay, so they don't do really weird, like, mushroom trips in the forest. So does that mean, Ben, that they don't go to Burning Man Festival? That's all souled humans, right, Ben? No. Organic portals infiltrate all spirited movements, whether it's Occupy Wall Street, Anonymous, whatever it is. You know, if there's any kind of spirited movement, the organic portals, they infiltrate it. They just want to be part of the gang. They just want some friends. They're good, friendly NPCs to inure you. You see why they're not friendly? Because they'll inure you. They inure you to the Matrix or the way of that grid. See, they are that grid of experience. Like I was saying, they are that role. They play the role, but they are that role. There is nothing else. They'll go home at night, they'll watch the TV, then they become their social programming. But there is no self-spirited action. They don't go out and do weird stuff. You know what I mean? And then, or just stuff that is even frowned upon by society. They're not going to go sit out in the forest and take a psychedelic. That's not what an organic portal does. So you can indeed start to tease apart who is a souled human in your life and who is an organic portal. And one of my upcoming videos is going to have to be about, I remember I have a note on the yellow screen on those, you know, the videos I do on organic portals with the yellow screen in the background. I have a note there. So you have an organic portal spouse. You know, what to do. Because that video's got to come up now because, you know, we've got a lot of MGTOW. I call it MGTOW. You know, men going and towing women, MGTOW. Hence why I say it like that. Not just because I don't know how to pronounce the movement, but because I'm a souled human and I do things my own way. All you people going, oh, I can't even pronounce MGTOW. Yeah, I can, and I've got better lexicon than you, by the way. And so, you know, these movements indicate separation of consciousness, but also a peeling away, not just like an ego separation, but a peeling away of, you know, higher nature from lower nature, or souled humans from organic portal, like lower unconscious, subconscious body. You know, that's basically what they are. They are the anthropoid or monkey body. And there is, that's a flat land notion of the second dimension, the mineral body, the clayman body, and that's what they are. And then this has its own consciousness, you might say, but it's more of a sub-consciousness. That's why we call the reflexes involuntary, not voluntary under their own spirit, you see. When you do weird-ass yoga asanas, if you're not just following, the set asanas or positions of yoga stretches, and you do, like me, you just do weird angles because it's that muscle that's actually sore. Oh wait, I don't need to stretch that, I need to stretch this, so I'm going to do my own weird little twist on the asana. I don't do it exactly how they do it maybe, etc. Or I add in my own asanas. This is how a souled human acts, so it's not very difficult to see who is an organic portal. Or the first razor I've shown you then, hence, this first razor is to see who acts like an organic portal and who acts like a souled human. But then you've got to further tease apart. Okay, so we've got who's acting like an organic portal. Is it an organic portal, or is it a negative souled human, a confused human who just doesn't see the way, or is being ignorant, etc., or dense and acidic and so on? Or is it just an inured soul, a happy-go-lucky, friendly, normal sort of souled human who's not doing any great work, who goes to work every day diligently, who's a good person? Or they're inured souls and they're not helping humanity as much as, for instance, me, a vector-souled human, or someone like me. I'm not just saying me, I'm saying someone like me is a vector. I keep talking about this because it's very important, because that's the goal. If you're a souled human, you're meant to be vectorized so that the universe is coming through you. Do you understand? So you are the agent of the light, of the good side, so to speak, of forward motion. The organic portals, they're stagnant. They'll do the same routines until the sun burns down and burns the planet. Don't you get it? They're not conscious. They don't ascend with cycle motion. They are the cycle motion. There is no jumping out of the scene. There's no conscious becoming. Right? So these things, these organic portal people, they're not that difficult to begin to see, but you just need to take a few moments to think amongst yourself. You need to sit down, you need to go, okay, is mum an organic portal? Is dad an organic portal? How are they, and then if they are, how are they misguiding my path? For instance, actually I won't bring up an instance. I'll just leave it at that. So they are their role, they play the role. They are the baker. They go home, they work at the bakery, they'll go home and they sit on the couch or whatever, or they'll go to their friend's house, but there is no ever great work. There's no vector motion. That's why I keep coming up with this word of vectorization, because when you're a soul potential. That drawing, the picture I always bring up, where it has the chakras missing on the organic portal, the top chakras, and are void or devoid of the color of that chakra, because the light's not there, and that's the point. Consciousness is light, and light is information, and they are very dark beings, and hence why they are so connected to the dark demonic spirits. Because their spirit of light, their own spirit, is missing. And look, you see this, let's get back to the shallow end, you see this in their role-playing. That's what I'm trying to say. You see this in how they play their role. Yes, sir, no, sir. That's about it. If you ever hear me say yes, sir, I'll give you $1 million. Not that I have $1 million, but you get what I'm saying. You'll never catch Benjamin Cowenberg conforming. pretend conforming, possibly, but you'll never see me rigid in the vibration of the actual conformity of that grid type, experience, or field. Never. I'm only ever going to pretend that to, I don't know, to make it through. But they are, you know, the ones who are yes sir, no sir. And of course then, hence, something I haven't mentioned is they make really good army recruits, wouldn't they? Well, the army is all yes sir, no sir, breaking down your personal spirit to become part of the hive mind of the army ways. Isn't it? So, I mean, that's a really good example, actually. So they are the ones that really play the role without anything else coming into the picture. You'll see only them as their role. They are only their role. I just want to keep this video very short.